When you're sitting there and you've got writer's block and you're wondering, man, I need a new idea for a lesson. I need a new perspective on how I'm grading this assignment. Who do you go to? We all have those people, those creative people, those partners in learning that we go to every day. Today, as we dive into this experience, we're going to explore how AI can be that partner for you. The four things that we are going to cover in this video today is lesson brainstorms, AI proof your activities, differentiation ideas, and grading perspectives. So let's get into it. Lesson brainstorm. So here's an example of a structure of how to create a prompt to help brainstorm a new perspective on your lesson or a new lesson in general. So you can see that we've got the subject and area and grade level. We want to be very specific. It's seventh grade math. We want a specific objective or concept that we're going to be covering. I want a lesson plan that helps students understand fractions and operations. I would even challenge you to go one step further and put your actual objectives, your measurable objectives in there, or your standards in there to see what the AI will spit out at you to give you ideas. Anything that we do in AI is a starting point. It should never be the final product. It should be that starting point that helps you to take those ideas to inspire you and then for you to continue to develop to tailor for your class. The third step, what's the experience that you want your students to have? This example, I want hands-on group work. So an example of this as far as the brainstorm prompt, the following objective is for ninth grade math. Please use the objective to develop 4 collaborative activities for students to complete to show mastery of the objective. And then I have a space to insert the objective there. It's not going to be perfect the first time. There might need to be some added questioning for the AI to figure out, but it allows for you then to get some options. It might throw some ideas out there you were already thinking about. It might throw some ideas and some perspectives that you weren't thinking about. And the nice part is you can keep asking, yes, but what else were you thinking? And those ideas can come for those lesson brainstorms. That can be for activity brainstorms as well, not just whole lessons. Okay, so number 2, AI proof your activities. Now you can have this ability in your just using Poe or ChatGPT, but using Magic School, they actually have the AI resistant assignments little bot built in. And so the original prompt is, you put in your actual activity of what the students are doing. So write a 5-paragraph essay about the major themes in the play Romeo and Juliet. That's the activity that the students are going to do. That's an easy prompt for ChatGPT for a student to drop that into ChatGPT or Poe and to get a response that could then be copied and pasted and not AI proof. So what the AI resistant assignment tool does is it gives you suggestions on how to make it more personalized so that it's less likely to be cheated on with AI. You can also do this in Poe. You don't have to use Magic School for this. You just pose your prompt in the same way. So what the responses were, the original prompt was the activity. If I was putting this prompt into ChatGPT or Poe, I would say, what are some AI resistant assignments that you would replace this activity with? And then write the 5-paragraph essay. So the suggestions, and in Magic School, it actually gave a lot more detail and more information. I just, for this example, have just these simple, the summaries. So the first assignment suggestion was analyze the character development of Romeo and Juliet throughout the play and discuss how their actions and decisions contribute to the tragic outcome. So that's more of an in-class discussion. The next assignment, imagine you're an investigative reporter and write an article uncovering the underlying factors that lead to the tragedy in Romeo and Juliet. Support your findings with evidence from the play. Now, you could say, well, that could be dropped into ChatGPT. You're right. But if we understand and we know how our students write and what their thought process is, you're going to be able to see how they are responding and developing that. I would even suggest and take that inspiration from like our first suggestion a step further and figure out, okay, how do then we take that and go farther? So instead of just they have to write the investigative report and write the article, they're actually just coming up with the notes, and then they're going to be interviewed by another person as if they are the expert on what happened to Romeo and Juliet. So could expand in that way. Third assignment, create a storyboard that visually represents the major themes in Romeo and Juliet. Each panel should depict a scene. This is a very simple substitute, right? You are still assessing, do they understand the themes in Romeo and Juliet? Are they able to represent the themes in Romeo and Juliet? You're just having them create them. Now, one way to be AI resistant is to have these assignments happening in the classroom, be monitoring, walking it around. But then all of these even are great choices for the assessment. So maybe some kids want to write, but others are wanting this. Now you have these choices available. This is a great way as far as feedback goes, that now what we're doing is we're looking at our assignment. We're saying, okay, this is what it was and it's worked, but now we're concerned about AI collaboration on the assignment. What are some ideas that we can do to evolve that? That's a conversation that you would have down the line of, hey, here's an assignment I've always done. I'm really bored with it. The students aren't getting it. It's not showing mastery of the objectives. What can we do better? And so this is one way that problem that arises, AI can help support you in whatever that concern or that problem is, giving you feedback of ideas and ways to think about this. The third is a conversation I remember having often with my team when I was teaching, and that is, what are some ideas to differentiate activities? So you can see up here is the original activity. Actually, it's a portion of the original activity. I pulled this from one of the AP English classes, as far as they're reading an example, and then they're looking at how Dr. King builds his argument. That was the original activity. The prompt is here right here, and I'm kind of blocking it with my head, but I'm asking the AI to give 3 different versions of this activity. One for students who are beginning English language learners, one with students who struggle with the ability to communicate with writing, and one for students who need extension because they understand and they are more prepared for it. And then these were the responses. So with the ELL learners, watch a video summary and discuss instead of reading the entire text. Students struggling with written communication, analyze rhetorical choices through visuals, provide excerpts, simplify it in that way, and then extensions, have students do a comparative analysis and counter arguments in addition to reading the example. So again, these are conversations that I used to have with other teachers, or that teachers would come have with me and say, here's my original assignment. I need something different. What could we do? Now we're brainstorming this. I'm brainstorming this quickly with AI. Is this going to replace my partnerships and my collaboration with the teacher down the hall or across the hall, or even who shares a room with me? No, absolutely not. But it allows for more ideas and a different perspective to come into play with these opportunities with AI. Okay, and then number 4, grading. Grading perspective. Here's the prompt. For the following activity, provide a score and feedback based on rubric criteria as well as justification for each criteria score. And then you put the activity description with the objectives and the rubrics into the prompt itself. The purpose of this is similar to a conversation that you might have with teachers about, hey, how did your students score on this activity? Comparing different classes, comparing different teacher perspectives. I might have a different perspective on how an activity is completed or done based on the rubric versus my team teacher who teaches it across the hall. So this allows to get, again, a different perspective on, am I accurate in this? I'm not saying ChatGPT is the correct way of grading, but what it does is it offers an opportunity then for the teacher, for you to just see, okay, is my thought process along the right way? I've seen this done in the past. Teachers have gone through, they've graded an activity based on the rubric, then gone back to ChatGPT, Poe, uploaded the rubric and explained, this is what I want you to grade. Here's the piece of work. Give me your responses. And it comes out very similarly. And so that's a good encouragement to say, this is you're on the right track as far as the AI might be concerned. And so then the response here is, and this is just an example. Here are the areas of strength, growth, and continued. The prompt would spit out something like that. It would be very specific to your criteria that you're putting in as far as the rubric, expectations, and things like that. So this is it. 4 ways to get feedback and use AI as a teaching partner. There are so many more ways to use it. For the sake of videos like this, it's short, it's quick, it's easy. And so I hope that you have come away with some ideas. If there are more questions, don't hesitate to ask. Just a reminder, next time in February, we start the assessments you always wanted using AI, and that's going to be on February 7th. So that's it for now. Thanks, everybody.